is Carly from Main Street Farms, and it is CSA week 18 this week. As we get into the fall, we are getting into the end of the summer CSA. We've got 4 weeks left, so it's just the final stretch here. And it's been such an incredible season, and I think that this share is one of the most beautiful shares we've had all season long. And there's some really exciting things in it that I've actually never seen before. Those of you who have not yet joined us for the winter CSA, make sure that you sign up. The winter CSA starts immediately following our summer CSA. So summer ends November 8th and winter begins the following week on the 15th. So last week we talked a lot about roasting vegetables as an exit strategy, and I hope some of you experimented with roasting beets and carrots and squash. I know I did. I definitely burnt some of mine, but I also had some really good ones. And when we were telling you guys how to roast veggies, we talked about saving scraps. And that's because this week is all about veggie broth and making veggie broth. Now, I hate going to the store and buying broth in boxes. It feels so silly when I'm composting a bunch of veggie scraps. And so over the past few weeks, as I've been roasting veggies, I've been saving my scraps in a freezer bag. So I just want to show you guys what I have in here. I have things like the tops of peppers. I have some cabbage skins. I've got garlic and onion skins, a lot of garlic and onion skins. Actually, the antioxidants really stay in those skins and mostly come from those. And I've got some like pieces of bok choy. And some like pieces of kale too. So all of that will go into my Instant Pot. You can do this in a crock pot or a normal pan, but I love doing it in an Instant Pot because it can go all night and it can go all day, basically on the slow cook mode, and get really, really concentrated stock. So usually what I do is I just put all my veggie scraps in and I cover it with water. Make sure that they're fully covered. I usually add some salt and pepper, and if I have any herbs, I'll do that. I think we have some parsley in the shares this week, so I'll add some of that in. And then I just slow cook it overnight. Sometimes I even let it go all day. I basically let it go until I see like it get a really rich color. And then I make ice cubes with my stock so that I have it whenever I go to cook. So basically I'll pour the stock into an ice cube tray, and once they're frozen, I've got ice cubes. So these are great to use stock cubes when you're making anything like rice or any kind of grain. You can use the stock for that. If you're making any kind of soup, you can use it for that. I find I have a lot of uses for stock that I didn't even realize I had, and I think that this is just such a great way to save your veggie scraps and not waste them, and really get a ton of value out of your share. Sometimes I do add a base. Most veggie stock bases have carrots, celery, and onion, but it's not totally necessary. I've gotten some really nice flavorful stocks without doing that, and usually just a good amount of salt and pepper too. A lot of you are ahead of us a little bit on the soups. We saw some awesome soups from Toby Sosa this week and Michael Breed. Toby put 8 different veggies in her soup and Michael was 6. So it's a great exit strategy using veggies, using soup to get rid of veggies, and it goes a long way. All right, guys, so I'd love to see you all trying out making veggie stock, and let us know what you then use for it. We'll put the veggie broth guide in the notes today, and it was in your newsletter today as well. All right, I'm gonna unpack the share. Oh, things are swimming at the bottom here. All right, guys, so I'm gonna start off with the small share. You're gonna have to unpack the whole share first because it's at the bottom. All right, small shares, and everybody this week got a butternut squash. Butternut squash I know are really hard to peel and it's a pain in the butt. So what I like to do for butternut squash, and basically what we've been eating all week at the farm, you just cut the squash in half, take out the seeds, and then you roast it face side down, and then when it's done, you just cut it into pieces, and we just eat around the skin. It's really easy. You don't have to peel a squash to eat it. If you want to make some butternut squash soup, you will have to do it and just suck it up. The best way to peel butternut squash is with a Y-shaped veggie peeler, so one like this that can go down the sides. I actually still don't own one of those. I gotta get one. You can store a squash in a cool, dry place. And these store for a pretty long time, although it's been a wet season this year, so probably shorter than usual. I would use this up in the next 2 weeks. All right, moving on. The next item is Chayoga beets. That's an onion. This is a beet. Chayoga beets are just like normal beets, except they have beautiful, beautiful stripes that go to them. And I made a really, really great, look at that, so good. I made a really great beet salad this week where I just boiled the beets until they were fork tender. You can use Instant Pots to boil beets really, really quickly under pressure cook. I love doing that too. And then once they're hot, I peeled off the skins and tossed them with some apple cider vinegar, Dijon mustard, and olive oil, and then dill. And it just made a really, really great side salad. All right, next item. Sorry, beets get stored in a green bag in the fridge. I just got new green bags. Okay. Next item on our list is curly kale. I've been experimenting with some curly kale Caesar salads this week. I really find with the curly kale, unless Bobcat's making the salad, I like it better cooked. Somehow Bobcat, I think he just massages the kale for long enough that he breaks it down. I just find it too hard to chew. So I have really loved it. My favorite thing to do with the kale is to blanch it and freeze it and use it later for a soup. And as the colder months come, I would definitely recommend saving up some of these kale greens. I will probably be making a kale, white bean, and chicken soup with this. Store it in a green bag in the fridge. You have probably a week to use it. All right, next item in the small shares are onions. Onions will probably go into my stock. I never have enough onions. I always find that I use them the most and I use them really quickly. You want to store onions in a cool, dry place away from your potatoes. And remember, you can save the skins for stock later on. Okay, and last in the small shares is the parsley. Parsley wants to be stored in a, like flowers. You can just put it into a glass with some water in it and then a plastic bag on top and put that in the fridge. It's been really wet this season, so the parsley is gonna go quickly as well. I would say this is a danger zone veggie. Use this quickly, make it into a pesto. I actually have parsley cubes in my ice cube tray right now where I just mixed parsley and olive oil and froze it. So you might want to preserve this week because you probably only have 2 to 3 days to use it all up. All right, moving on to the regular share. And this magical creature, let's see, I just got an orange thing. All right, hopefully you guys can still see me. This is the most magical vegetable I've ever seen. This is called dragon cabbage, or it's a red Napa. Look at this color. I just think this is so absolutely gorgeous. I might just use this as a centerpiece on my table. I've never seen a cabbage this color. So pretty. So this is just like any other Napa cabbage. You can use it in a stir fry. You can use it to make a really pretty salad. I bet you most people have never seen a Napa cabbage like this. I've never seen one in a grocery store. So this is a showstopper. I would definitely show this one off if you're having dinner with anyone this week. All right, next up, which I know you guys are all so excited for fennel. So we have more fennel this week for the regular shares. There's the rest of my beets. This is a giant fennel head, still with some of its fronds on it. Those fronds definitely go quickly. I like to use them on chicken, to get chicken thigh and just fry them up in a pan and put some fennel on top. It just is a great flavoring for that. And then for the fennel itself, I think it'd be really nice in a salad with the Napa cabbage, just raw, just slice it super thin. Or I've been roasting it with Parmesan cheese. It's been really good as well. All right, moving on to our lucky veggie lovers this week. Brussels sprouts. Oh my gosh. Brussels sprouts are so much work, and you really have to be a CSA master and commit to them when you get them on a stalk like this. I know they are so impressive looking, but Brussels sprouts are one of the hardest things to grow at the farm. We only get one stalk per plant, so they take up a ton of space, and they require a lot of maintenance. But the Brussels sprouts are looking great this year. So you just peel them off, and we put some awesome Brussels sprout and butternut squash recipes in the newsletter. Brussels sprouts actually are best stored on the stalk in a bag. They do go pretty quickly as they stay in the fridge. They kind of lose their tenderness and sweetness. So I would put the Brussels sprouts on the danger zone veggie list this week. And I would recommend eating these up quickly, so in the next day or so. And they're so good, they'll go so fast. That's for all our veggie lovers. And last but not least for our veggie lovers is the broccoli. Hopefully this is looking a lot better for you all this week. It smells great to me. It looks super fresh. So these leaves are edible. I will probably actually add them to my veggie stock pot, because that's just the easy thing to do. And they have great broccoli flavor, and they have great nutrients in them. So that's the share for this week. Guys, thanks so much for watching. One last thing is that our Pumpkin Palooza is on Sunday. We really hope you all come. It's free for our CSA members. It's a CSA member exclusive event. And everybody will get to go home with a pumpkin that we grew, and we'll have some snacks and cider from Hollenbeck's fresh pressed. They pressed it today, so that's pretty amazing. Doesn't get much fresher than that. And our whole crew will be there to hang out with you guys. We'd love to have you guys take pictures with us and have some fun. Just kind of have an end of the season party. So that's 2 to 4 on Sunday. You have to RSVP for that event. You should have gotten the emails about that. I think there's about 150 of you coming, so we're so excited to show you around. We'll be doing a farm tour at 2:15 with Alan and Bobcat. So we look forward to seeing you guys on the farm. I hope you all enjoy this beautiful fall weather that we've had so far this week. I think we're looking at rain tomorrow. And we will see you at the market and Cortland Beer Company, and we can't wait to see all the delicious things that you cook this week. Thanks so much for watching.